Good morning, students. Welcome to the third video of Indigo. Depositions by about 10,000 peasants were written down and notes made on their evidence. Now, deposition, that means the statement taken in a very formal way and written down. Statement taken from the peasants. Then you have documents were collected. Documents here is the long-term agreement, the contract that the Englishmen made with these peasants. So all these things were collected. The whole area throbbed with the activity of the investigators and the vehement protest of the landlord. Throbbed here is movement. All of a sudden it became active because before this nobody raised their voice. So all of a sudden when people are raising their voice, there is some movement, some vibration in that whole area. All right. And on the other hand, the landlords will also react. So you have a word here, vehement, that means very strong feeling, and often it is negative. So it was from both the side. In June, Gandhi was summoned to Sir Edward Gate, the Lieutenant Governor. So Gandhiji was called on behalf of the peasants by the governor, and that was an official order given to him. Before he went to meet leading associates and again led detailed plans for civil disobedience if he should not return. Now Gandhiji was called for certain task, for certain conversation, and he had to go because that was an official order. But he made a detailed plan here in Champaran that the civil disobedience should continue in the sense that you should not agree to whatever the Englishmen say. If you feel it is wrong, you need to protest against that in a very peaceful way. And in between, Gandhiji will have some different round of talks with the governor. Gandhi had 4 protracted interviews with the Lieutenant Governor who, as a result, appointed an official commission of inquiry into the indigo sharecroppers situation. You have a word here, protracted. That means lasting for a long time. It continued for a long time. So very long interviews. And what happened? As a result, they had to appoint an official commission for the inquiry of the whole situation. Okay, so there is some ray of hope that some inquiry will take place. If the inquiry is taking place, maybe some solution, some positive solution will come. Now, who was in this commission? The commission consisted of landlords, government officials, definitely Britishers, and landlords here is Englishmen, and Gandhiji as one only representative of the peasants. Okay, so this was the commission, and now the inquiry will start and different negotiations will take place. Gandhi remained in Champaran for an initial uninterrupted period of 7 months and then again for several shorter visits. He came to Champaran in the month of April. 7 months, it can be October, November, and even after that. So now it's going to go about a year that he had to spend there in Champaran. He had other responsibilities. He used to go and come back for some shorter visit again and then again go, but this was continuing for a long time. The visit undertaken casually on the entreaty of an unlettered peasant in the expectation that it would last a few days. occupied almost a year of Gandhi's life. Now, what happened? It was just a coincident. Unlettered peasant, that means uneducated peasant. Entity here is a humble request. A uneducated peasant came with a request, and that continued for a year in Gandhiji's life. So this was very unexpected. He thought he will sort out the problem in few days and go, but it delayed. The official inquiry assembled a crushing mountain of evidence against the big planters, and when they saw this, they agreed in principle to make refunds to the peasants. Now, the inquiry investigation was going on, and big planters means who had land, who had money, they were simply taking advantage on these poor peasants. So now everything was open, okay, and they were at fault. It came in front of the officials. So what happened? They now wanted to refund. So they understood that Gandhiji will not let it go so easily. So now they are asking, but how much must we pay? Means what should be the amount that we are supposed to refund to the peasants? They thought he would demand the repayment in full. That means the complete amount he will demand, which they had illegally, deceitfully extorted from the sharecroppers. That means which they have taken in untrustworthy way and in very illegal way. Or you can also say by using violence, by using unfair means, they have taken it from the sharecroppers. He asked only for 50%. Gandhiji was very clever because he knew that Britishers are not so kind-hearted that they will return the whole amount. So he asked only 50% of that amount should be returned, which they have taken from the peasants forcefully. There he seemed adamant, means he was very reserved there, that now I won't go back beyond this. I want 50% means I want 50%. Writes Reverend J. Z. Hodge, a British missionary in Champaran, who observed the entire episode at close range. So a person who was involved with the missionary in Champaran, he observed everything very closely and he is making this comment that Gandhiji was very adamant, thinking probably that he would not give way. The representative of the planters offered to refund extent of 25%. Now, what is this equation? Gandhiji demanded 50%, but from the other side, the planters who were supposed to return the money to the peasants, they offered 25%. That was, you can simply say, the bargain going on, so that we have to pay the minimum amount and solve the problem. Now, the moment they offered 25%, Gandhiji, he took at his word, thus breaking the deadlock. He agreed. And this was quite surprising for the officials. But he agreed. Now, the next paragraph you will see why he agreed. Thus, breaking the deadlock means he wanted to finish the matter. The Cold War that was going on between the peasants and the landlords should come to an end. That was the only aim of Gandhiji. So he agreed to that. This settlement was adopted unanimously by the commission. Means everybody agreed to this solution. With everybody's agreement, this decision was taken. Gandhi explained that the amount of the refund was less important than the fact that the landlords had been obliged to surrender part of the money and with it part of their prestige. Very important line. Why now Gandhiji is giving the reason why did he agree for 25%? Why didn't he become adamant for 50%? Now, what here he is telling that amount was not so important. The important thing is that he could make the landlords realize that they were doing something wrong. This realization was more important, and from the peasants' side, they got their self confidence back. If we raise our voice, if we fight for our rights, at least we will get some percentage of our right. So it was just the beginning of this this movement, which became a civil disobedience movement for the entire India. Or you can say Gandhiji got the spirit from where? From Champaran. And after giving 25% of the money, the people, the landlords will always think in future to do anything wrong with the peasants. So this was the win-win situation for Gandhiji. Therefore, as far as the peasants were concerned, the planters had behaved as lords above the law. Now the peasant saw that he had rights and defenders. He learned courage. Yes. What happened with this? Till now, the landlords, the planters, they used to think that whatever they will say, that is law. Okay, any law of the country, they are above that. They are not going to follow the law. But now this wrong concept came to stand still. They also understood that if we do something wrong, someone can raise voice against us. So that was a very good win for the peasants of Champaran. So they learned that, and the peasants, they got the courage. Events justified Gandhi's position. Within a few years, the British planters abandoned their estates, which reverted to the peasants. Now, what happened? They abandoned means they simply gave away their property, their land, to whom? To the peasants, which returned back to the peasants. Indigo sharecropping disappeared, and now they were free to do the cultivation according to their choice. Nobody was there to force them to do indigo cultivation. So that came to end. Now, in this part of the story, we will see Gandhiji's way of working, how he became so popular. Gandhi never contented himself with large political or economic solution. That means it's not that he always want to go for any big political movement. No. It's not that he always wanted the amount to be returned or something which is economically feasible. No. What happened? He saw the culture and the social backwardness in Champaran village and wanted to do something about it immediately. So he wanted to associate himself with each and every individual human being and try to understand their problem and give them some solution. This was his way of working. Like this happened in Champaran, he came here, he associated himself with the villagers and gave them justice. So this was his way of working. Now, when he was staying there, because it's now going to be about a year he has been staying here, he could see the society, how backward the people were. the health conditions, the education system, and he wanted to do something for the people there. He appealed for teachers. That means he is concerned about the education. Mahadev Desai and Narhari Parekh, two young men who had just joined Gandhi as disciples, that means followers, and their wives. So he called these two people from his place, okay, and asked them to stay here and do some social work. Okay, volunteered with work, that means to help out willingly. Several more came from Bombay, Pune, and other parts of land. So many other people also came to help the people of Champaran. Devdas, Gandhi's youngest son, arrived from the ashram, and so did Mrs. Gandhi. Now his family also came to sort out the problems. So in the field of education, what was done? Primary schools were opened. That means before this, there were no primary school. And we know Rajkumar Shukla was illiterate. Kasturbai taught the ashram rules on personal cleanliness and community sanitation. So now health and hygiene, personal cleanliness, because they were uneducated people, so they were not aware of these things also. So Kasturbai, she took the initiative to make the people aware of these things. Now here we get some social work done by Gandhiji and his family in Champaran. Health conditions were miserable. Gandhi got a doctor to volunteer his services for 6 months. So now the problem of the peasants, that is solved, money back. Now focusing on the social issues. Okay. Now there was a doctor and 3 medicines were available. What was that? Castor oil, quinine, and sulfur ointment. And we have the description. What is the work of all these things? What is the impact of all these things? Anybody who showed coated tongue was given a dose of castor oil. Means any problem in the tongue, which was a symptom of any disease, what was given? Castor oil. Then malaria, fever, quinine plus castor oil. And any problem of skin. Skin eruption means it can be itching, it can be any other infection. So for that, what was given? Ointment plus castor oil. Gandhi noticed the filthy state of women's clothes. People were very poor here. He asked Kasturbai to talk to them about it. One woman took Kasturbai into her hut and said, "Look, there is no box or cupboard here for clothes. See the miserable condition, extreme poverty." This is what we can say. She had only one sari, and that is what she is wearing. So how she will wash and maintain health and hygiene? During his long stay in Champaran, Gandhi kept a long distance watch on the ashram. Ashram here is Sevagram ashram, which we saw in the first line of the story. He sent regular instructions by mail and asked for the financial accounts. So he had to keep an account of everything that is going on in his ashram. He was in touch with that also. Once he wrote to the residents that it was time to fill in the old latrine trenches and dig new ones, otherwise the old ones will begin to smell. So this was his way of working, staying at one part of the country. He wants to be in touch with the other part of the country also. The Champaran episode was a turning point in Gandhi's life. Gandhiji also got confidence after doing something in Champaran for the poor people. What I did, he explained, was a very ordinary thing. I declared that British could not order me about in my own country. Now this is telling that he was very humble, down to earth. He is not taking the credit. What I did nothing. Only I said that I will go wherever I feel like in my country. The Britishers cannot stop me. They cannot give any order. I only did that. That means a very humble person. But Champaran did not begin as an act of defiance. Defiance, that means open refusal or to disobey. So what he is telling, that Champaran act is not that I have to disobey. Okay, it's not just that type of act, but it was an attempt to alleviate the distress of large number of poor peasants, means to bring them out of that distress that the poor peasants were suffering. It was a kind of social upliftment. It was not going against the government. This is what Gandhiji is trying to say. This was the typical Gandhi pattern, and that is Gandhi pattern means his way of working. You have a word here, alleviate. That means to reduce the effect. And here it is to reduce the effect of the distress that the peasants were facing. This was a typical Gandhi pattern. His politics were intervened with the practical day-to-day problems of the millions. Intervened here is very closely connected. So, the approach that he is taking in his political life, it has got connection with each and every human being, the problem that the person is facing in his day-to-day life. So that is why he could handle the situation very effectively. His was not a loyalty to abstractions, it was a loyalty to living human beings. Now, abstractions here is idea. It was not that he was stick to one idea. Okay, he was loyal to the human beings, to the problems of the human beings. That is why he could find out a path in that type of situation. Here the situation is for the people of Champaran. When he came to Champaran, he didn't have anything in his mind. It was according to the situation the things started developing. In everything Gandhi did, moreover, he tried to mold a new free Indian who could stand on his own feet and thus make India free. So, whatever steps Gandhiji is taking, he is trying to mold. That means to give a shape, to give a direction which will make free Indians. Every Indians will become free. And how they will become free? They can stand on their own feet. That means independent. They can think independently. They can do their work independently and feel the confidence that we are a part of this land. And this confidence will make India free. This was deep in Gandhiji's heart. Early in the Champaran action, Charles Fiers Andrews, the English pacifist who had become a devoted follower of the Mahatma, came to bid farewell before going on a tour of duty to the Fiji Islands. Here we find one more devoted follower of Gandhiji. Pacifist here is a peace-loving person. So Mr. Andrews, he joined Gandhiji because he became a follower, you can say a die-hard fan of Mahatma Gandhi, his way of working. Now, he is coming to meet Gandhi before leaving that place, and he was supposed to join his duty to Fiji Island. So that was something very good that one Englishman is supporting Gandhiji and becoming his follower. Gandhiji's lawyer friends thought it would be a good idea for Andrews to stay in Champaran and help them. Now, lawyer friends, as we remember, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, Brij Kishore Babu, Maulana Mazrul Haq. So they thought that it will be good that if Andrews he is staying in Champaran, supporting us, helping us. And Andrews was willing if Gandhiji agreed. Andrews wanted to do that. But Gandhiji vehemently opposed. That means he had a strong opposition for this view that one Englishman will be supporting him. He didn't like this. Now, what was his reason? He said, "You think that in this unequal fight, it would be helpful if we have an Englishman on our side." Gandhiji took it in some other way. Okay, because we were fighting against the Britishers, we were fighting against the Englishmen, and if one Englishman is there on our side, this will show the weakness of your heart. Very important line. Try to understand the meaning in depth. Our fight is to get rid of the Britishers. Alright? And for this, we need to fight. We, the people of India, need to fight. We are not so weak that we will need the support of an Englishman and then we will fight. So he wanted to come out of this weakness because he wanted to join every common Indian and make and feel the person as a fighter. But if one Englishman is coming, everybody will become mentally dependent on that Englishman. And this is where Gandhiji disagreed. The cause is just, and you must rely upon yourself to win the battle. Self-confidence is the only weapon to fight. And he wanted to make this feel to the every individual Indian. So he refused that. You should not seek a prop in Mr. Andrews because he happens to be an Englishman. Prop here is support. So that is just a support because one Englishman is taking your side. No, we do not need support. We have that much confidence that we can unitedly fight. He had read our minds correctly, Rajendra Prasad comments, and we had no reply. No, Rajendra Prasad, he was convinced, and he is representing the loyal friends of Gandhiji. Fine. So he is just one of the representative. We have many such people along with Gandhiji. So they had no reply and they had to agree what Gandhiji said. Gandhi in this way taught us the lesson in self-reliance. That means to develop trust in yourself. Okay? Self-reliance, Indian independence, and help to sharecroppers were all bound together. That means trust yourself, develop your self-confidence, come out of the fear factor. And if this thing takes place in every individual Indians will become independent. So, and help the sharecroppers. That means the Battle of Champaran that they have won just now. So with this positivity, let us begin the struggle of independence and with a deep confidence in heart that we will win. That is why there is a bonding between these three things. Now, this Champaran movement, it gave confidence to Gandhiji also, because he didn't expect what he will do for the people, but he did something very fruitful. So, what he did, he went there, understood the problem, united the people, and then his only way of working was non violence, civil disobedience. We will not follow all the rules and regulations imposed on us by the British government. Wherever we feel that things are not working properly, we need to protest, we need to go against them. But it has to be in a very peaceful way. So, children, that's all about the chapter. In the next video, I will discuss the question answers.